Excellent timing. Oh, we even paused the music on time. We love it. We love it. We love it. That's about as good as it gets. That's about as good as it gets. Very pleased. All right, there we go. Oh, right. I have hydrated. I have bio-braked. I have sorted food out for the evening. Life is going on all right. There we go. Right, so. LR back on blue side. FMS over on the red. We're getting rid of the Rumble. This says Pick'em's the door open. What's my take on winning team this year? Smart money's on Gen.G, probably. They are the best team of the year. They've been very, very consistent. They are... It feels like they're due in a lot of ways as well. Playing very well. 1 LCK Summer, 1 MSI. They're a great team. Like, I don't know what to say. They did really well at EWC as well. So there's a lot of different tournaments at different levels, at different calibers of importance that have all gone very well for them. So I think they're pretty good. I think you probably also got other contenders would be... Depending on the form shown by T1, again, they're at Worlds until they die. I won't say otherwise. They've generally had a pretty good LCK. I think they fumbled in the upper bracket and got blindsided by HLE, but actually pushed Gen.G really hard in the lower bracket, and that's no mean feat, so they should be pretty scary. BLG, if they play well with the double junglers, could still be scary. Pop Esports, if they play like they do regionally, could still be scary, but I don't trust them if they fall behind too much early and play their thing. Looking for some dark horse. I think CFO could do semis. I think FlyQuest and G2 with a good run could make Cortus to semis. Still got the likes of HLE, KT as semis potentially as well. I think HLE, depending on it, again, they're a very streaky team, but again, they did very well at first stand. Can't undercount them. But I think realistically, something like Gen.G, T1, BLG are top 3. Probably. About. Right. Focusing on the game. Rumble. Maokai. Yasuo away from FMS. They're getting rid of the Sion, the Syndra, and the Hui. Double Nemesis camp for picks. And I think Nemesis at the minute is struggling to find picks. He's got a lot of impact on. They've lost the Galio already. Aurora and the Kai'Sa locked in. They've got the Rise for Nemesis, which has been really good. He tried the Cassiopeia into it the other day. See where that works. It does leave up the Xayah, and it might just leave up a Rakan as well. That probably now leaves, if Minimagic plays it, I would lock in Nico at this point. Alistar's more of a tank. Makes it... I think if you're going low tank here as well, it means that actually Velia's going to not enjoy going for a Trundle. Because Kai'Sa and Aurora deal with Trundle quite well in terms of their mobility and able to deal with his pillar. Alistar is a tank that Trundle can't steal stats from. Velia, when he did do the Trundle yesterday into a no-tank team, really suffered, wasn't tanky enough, particularly just at the Triforce, and got punished quite hard for it. Final day about pick'ems. Time to try and pick randomly and hope because no time to use my brain when LR is right here. Very true. Very true. Nocturne, Shinza. It's going to be a lot of 80 skirmishes. Neferi might not be a bad ban if you're wanting another dive option. Buy, not a bad dive option to remove. Does Ribson play Kiana? Isn't Kiana OP with Ryze? Very good with Ryze, yes, because Ryze sets him up and Kiana knocks him down. Kiana is one of the better... Ryze is one of the better setup mid laners right now because he's got point-and-click CC, right? The Vi ban away from Lost Ratones. Fair enough. It's a good pairing with the Rakan as well. What is the last ban here? Neferi wouldn't be awful. Kiana wouldn't be awful. Kiana, there we go. Thank God they banned it. Neferi's then the pick, which we thought it might be. Still dangerous. We saw how scary Xerxes got it on the other day. Nearly ended up snowballing away to a victory. Faust still needs to lock and will have to do so blind. There's a world where it's the Aurora top, but unlikely. More likely if you lock in Cassante. Poppy's very good here. Lot of dashes. Poppy is excellent here. Poppy, Angler, or Gragas. So Baus can play the Poppy. Vel, you can play the Poppy. Kled. Don't like that one blind. Gragas is a better blind. Don't do it, Baus. Don't do it. Not the Kled, Baus. Gragas, much better. Much better. Yone? Oh. I don't know how much I like Yone this draft. About to say. I think Cassante is fine here. Fun hovers. Ambessa fits the theme of the comp very well. Cassante gives you front line and is also not bad in terms of the comp because he likes diving in as well. Okay, I'm happy with Gragas. Yeah, I agree. Okay, LR, very good skirmishing, very good zone denial. Between Feathers and Cask and Poppy W and Rise-Ru, everyone is bringing CC or zone denial or disruption. And FMS have got to dive their way through that some way, somehow, with, yes, a very dangerous dive comp, but they've got to navigate it very well. And I think someone is going to have to try and become either they have to flank very well, or they're going to have to find ways to blow those ultimates, probably at the expense of someone's life, and then dive after again. I think LR have got a pretty good draft into FMSs here, personally. They're a little shorter range. But I think as long as LR manage the flank angles and the potential target access, when they've got a lot of tools to do that. Everybody's bringing CC, as we've said. Everyone's bringing disruption and zone control. Like, it shouldn't be the easiest time to just consistently throw all the dive options in and blow up Crowny or Nemesis, for example. Yeah, I am much bigger fan of the LR comp here, I think. Not that FMS's comp doesn't make sense. In isolation, it's a solid comp that does the thing. Namely, pick someone with the Alistair or the Cassante and then kill them with the Aurora, Neferi, Kai'Sa diving in. And they will be able to dive on in. You cannot stop the Neferi ult very easily this game. You cannot stop the Aurora getting an ult across people. You can't stop the Kai'Sa getting back there. It's just that once they do, they are then going to get hit with an onslaught of CC. And that could end up being, I think, a little too much to navigate. Unless they manage to blow the game wide open or just navigate it really well. Because you do have tools to get to the back line. It's just doing so in one piece will be a challenge. Now they just need to not shoot themselves in the foot in the early game. Yes, you're not wrong. The Kiana band, let's go! Yes. Done. Off the board. FMS another killer draft. Do you like their draft? I mean, in fairness, in isolation, it is a good draft. It's a good draft. The problem is, I think LR have answered what the comp does quite well here. KDA Gragas, my guy. Phase Rush is on buy two, get one free today, I guess. Yeah, like, everyone's running Phase Rush for LR. In fairness, it's very true for Baus and LR and Nemesis. They love to run it whenever they can. We're in a pause. Great. I was just looking up to see whether there was any more drama between Wildcats and Forsaken and seeing where that's going. Because obviously there's an investigation happening right now. What happens if Forsaken get disqualified? Or lose a game, or what happens? Like, what happens then with Wildcats? The Wildcats go forwards instead. So they just lose a game in the next series? How does it work? Look at those stats. FMS dominating mid and jungle gap. That's it. That's it. That's it. So we come back to live and it's a 3 CS lead for Nemesis. That's pretty significant. Lollipoppy for the nightmare. That should be the answer. Velly, if you're not running Lollipoppy, I'm sad. So I met one of GX's content creators, NRC Finals, Tenshi, if you know her. And she's great, but it's very funny because she's kind of just had to accept recently that she looks a lot like Lollipoppy. It was very, very funny. So like it feels like Lollipoppy in general just haunts people, like in and out of game in all regards. It's very, very funny. If anyone's not seen the reel of the Lollipoppy comparison, bring back the old Lollipoppy splash top. We need more nightmares. It is genuinely awful. It's wonderful. I have one of the in-game emotes I run is always the Lollipoppy emote because it's just very ridiculous. Did I miss something? What happened with them? There is some... I mean, the TLDR basically is that Forsaken, the team that just beat Wildcats, are involved in a Twitter war with some of the Turkish teams. Basically because they taunted a team they beat early in the tournament, allegedly because one of their players sent some racist remarks to them. And so their taunt was to pull down their trousers and rub their dicks, which was the whole thing. Through the whole, like, grab their balls thing. It was pretty grim. In terms of very crass at the very least. And Wildcats found out about that and were posting about it today saying, yo, we want you disqualified. And now it's kind of devolved into a massive Twitter war. And Riot are now investigating as of a couple of hours ago. So we'll see where it goes. Baus has to flash topside. Ribson is here, though. Baus does not have E or flash. That is probably a very dead Gragas. Tries to go for the wave. Eviscerate forwards. Good stun, but doesn't take turret aggro. Drops the W, gets the kill. Nicely managed. And they get it. Neferi rolling. Hang on. Assassin jungler getting fed off Baus early. I've seen this before. Balance stream a lot of drama talk. That's fair. It's partly because it's been one of the bigger events today that was directly involving teams involved in playing today that may affect the rest of the tournament. So, like, it is relevant drama. In fact, we've talked about it a fair amount, but someone was asking what it was. So I was clarifying what it was. Now, generally speaking, we've not talked about it too much during this series. But it's not just random league drama, it's like directly relevant drama that may lead to tournament outcomes changing. Which I think is significant enough to matter talking about. Take a shot every time LR loses an early game. Well, not the end of the world yet. It's only one kill over. Everywhere else is kind of doing fine. They're laning well bottom mid. Baus having a tougher time. Not bad from Frigo. Poppy can potentially look to get behind the Aurora. It's going to look to get a ward in. Might actually look at that red buff respawn, you know. Ribson's doing the same on the other side. Quite selfish from Velia, but not an awful thing. It's just got the shove from Nemesis. Ribson will now walk on through and realize that he may be down some camps. There might be a bit of a fight over this. This is very heads up from Velia. Knows that Ribson wants to come on over. Nemesis is coming. They put the sweeper in. They now know that the Poppy's here and will be likely down the red buff. There's a camp for Stamps to be steal, but the red buff is definitely more valuable. Kills a number of those small chickens as well. That's good going. Very happy for that for Velia. How are we feeling now about this game? I mean, it's not really gone anywhere. Scaling-wise, even enough, though I think Rise in a side lane will eventually become a bit problematic. And as we said, it's more archetype difference. We've got good zone control and area denial and anti-dive from Lost Ratones versus what is effectively a very much a pick and dive comp. Good skirmishing on both sides. I mean, Poppy, Neferi, Alistair Rakan, some of your better turn up and skirmish jungle support options. God bless Lollipoppy. I need Bounce to be careful. Okay, between worlds. In comes the Hound's Pursuit. Ribson's now going to take a lot of damage. That was ugly. Yeah, as we said, Anti-Dive is strong this game. Yeah, I think it might be a bit of a rise difference. I think Kai'Sa and the Xayah scale relatively evenly. Neferi will outscale Poppy, but Poppy's still valuable because she's Poppy. Sante Gragas is whatever. Aurora's outscaled by Rise. So it's, you know... it's not really a scaling difference for me so much as a compositional play pattern difference. Not that LR don't have good scaling. They do. Thoughts on old Lollipoppy? I loved it. I thought it was just... I think it was, like, wonderfully cursed in the most, like, horrific of ways. I very much enjoyed it. Dragon goes down. LR will pick that one up quite happily. How many beers for old Lollipoppy? 1 whole beer. Roz Q, nice route. This is a great combo. Has to flash. Finally gets across the veil. But nice Steadfast Presence denying it initially. You'll take what you can get there. Nemesis didn't burn any particular summoners. You burned Velya's ult, but I think you're happy enough having done that onto Roz Q now to leave lane. Probably gives you a free early run at these grubs. Aurora has to leave, and so you don't really want to play this without Aurora around. Frygo might look for an all-out here, but I think with Crowny and Reckless here on a good reset timer, should be at least 2 of the grubs. Ribson's going to try and smite one of them away. Doesn't quite. That's 2. Third one I think you don't have to play for here. Here come the resets. So yeah, leave it. You don't want to be there anymore. You're happy enough having Gragas get a shove bot side. Go towards the lane. Pick it up from where K'Sante shoves it. Be happy. Diving this LR comp looks so hard. 4 disengaged champs and a rise. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's bringing CC and disruption. So you got to get through Steadfast Presence and Cask and Body Slam and Rune Prison and Featherstorm and the pull that comes with it, and then Recalm with Battle Dance ×2 and the Grand Entrance and the Quickness. Not including any redemptions or lockets or other things that might come on through. It's pretty ridiculous. Crowny on the Xayah, always been one of his comfort picks. Like, what would you consider as Crowny's most iconic pick? Probably either the Xayah or the Ezreal for me off the top of my head. But I feel like I'm forgetting a champion. Ezreal, I would have said Ezreal personally. Ashe is a good shout. Jin's not bad. I can see Jin. Jinx, another good shout. Ashar Crowny, yeah, that's true. He had a very good Ashar. Tristana, also, the fact he's still playing it as well out of meta, I can see it, I can see it. Crowny negative aura doesn't have a signature check. Crown shot, Giga aura, instantly Ezreal comes to me. Plays like a maniac and I love it, that's fair. I feel like I played a lot of Jinx when he won that BDS squad made finals, that's true. I think across his career it's probably Ezreal, but there have been other great champions. The Jinx is up there, I think he's played some good Jhin. There's the Ashe arrow everyone remembers. I hear it. Thank you for the follow, Hissing Cobra. Thank you for the follow, Foamies. Grabbed it as well, appreciate you. Thank you for coming in and looking after us. Speaking of Foamies, Kai'Sa for me is the Crowny special. Also true, been a very good Kai'Sa. I'm actually somewhat curious. Let me go look up his win rates and stuff. Got Dragon in a minute and a half. We might have a bit of a fight here, so I've got to pay actually vague attention, so... I mean, the Ezreal is by far his most played, and that probably is his most played. He's also a 100% win rate on Corki over 15 games. What? Undefeated on Corki, by the way. That's pretty mental. I know it's not like the most amount of games, but still, 15-0 on Corki is nuts. So he's got like a 71% win rate on the Kai'Sa, 72% win rate on the Zeri. They're both pretty good for him as well. Did play a lot of Caitlyn and Tristana back in the day. His Jin's nearly 80% win rate. The Jin's a really good shout. Whoever mentioned that one earlier as well. You did say about Crowny Corki. I kind of dismissed it. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't a champion I remember seeing a lot from. And in fairness, he's played a lot of games. Like, for a context, he's played 78 Ezreal games. 15 Corki games is like a percentage of that. And obviously, they've done a lot of winning on LR, which probably does inflate those stats. Crowny Ezreal, Ruli Ezreal. Oh, easy Ruler. Ruler's Ezreal was unreal. Unreal. Crowny's got great Ezreal. Crown shot Ezreal. Very, very good. But Haru actually has the skin, yeah. Ezreal jungle, baby. Red buff and gank. Yeah, he did have like a 25 win streak on Corki and then just hasn't won since or something. It's been ridiculous. Yeah, the win streak is truly broken. Nice steadfast presence. Stops mini-magic initially. Burns his own ult there. That's actually a fairly big ult to lose before this. I think that's going to cost FMS. I miss Eing into Ezreal double for the attack speed. Yeah. Back when Essence Flux gave you attack speed. Faust on a really... It's the same flank angle that screwed them last time. Oh my god, he does it 2 games in a row. Zamalek does get out at least this time. But I'm not sure how it's feeling for FMS. Good route from Crowny. Not actually the best in the end. They get bounced with a wonderful engage, but don't finish what they started. Do finally kill one member. The Rune Prison comes on down. Nemesis is here. Can look to flash forwards. The Essence Flux come on in. They pick up the Dragon. Lots of Spell Flux coming across. Knock up from the ground entrance. Another route. Gonna try and call the pack. Shunted into the wall with a heroic charge. That was a really good fight from Lost Ratones. Very pleased with them for that one. So I will say, I'm a little aggrieved for Baus there, who made a really good flank angle. Actually, Zamalek won't ult there. Wondered about it. LR hate watch. I think I should go to bed. We should go to bed. It's feeling pretty LR favored here in this game now. I agree. For all of you who are preying on LR's downfall, this probably isn't the game for you. Ezreal with double tears, goaded. Yeah, man, back in the time. Finally a fight. It did take a while, didn't it? It was like 13 minutes? Baus flanks lethal today. Yeah, I think, again, it's the same. It's literally the same flank he pulled off on the Cho'Gath. Just did it all over again. It's a great flank angle. He gets so much value. It's the reason why, for me, Baus's best champion, the one he pilots the most skillfully for me, is in fact the Gragas, not the Scion. Like, I think the Scion's more iconic, but I actually think Gragas Scion is the order I would suggest that Baus is best at the champions in. I just feel like he always had some serious threat angle on the Baus. On the Gragas. The Bomba is real. Baus Volibear is nasty too. Yeah, it is. But I do think that, like, it feels like for me, you could draft Baus Gragas in nearly any game, and it would be a potential clutch factor. In a way, I'm not sure I would always back the Volibear to be. And the Scion sometimes has a little bit more meme to it than full Bowson's Law. Gonna try and smite that one. That's an early smite. Got it with the Featherfall. It's fine. All flash forwards for the Pulverize. Value might die. Nice heroic charge out. Trying to get the quickness. Baus likely dies, but actually nice to knock Zamalek away. Body slam after. Into the barrel roll. Does die to the Acathian Rain. Lost 2 now. Featherstorm comes on through. Misses the Featherfall because rips him with a really good dodge aside. Nemesis wasn't there. Neither was the Aurora. That one's a little bit more ugly. Nicely played from Zamalek on the Kai'Sa. They get drafted against the 4-0 teams? Yes, they do. So it will be against either Big or Vitality B, both of which will be a tough old customer. Feet's given over partly, yep. That might be turret as well, actually. They just get feet of strength from that. Oh, lost Ratones. That's a really unfortunate fumble. What happened? They did get Herald. But I was expecting a lot more value off the quickness and Xayah. Xayah did not get a great Featherstorm. Baus going 1-for-1 with the... Or, you know, like, taking the Kai'Sa out of the play is well and good. But I am slightly surprised they failed the disengage so hard. In fairness, Mirage Q wasn't there either, so it was a 4v4. It wasn't like Nemesis being there put them at or not being there put them at a numbers disadvantage. I'm fairly set. Yeah, not got any set. Baus got a weird positioning. Yeah, I can agree with that. Thank you for the follow, Yoki. Yok 2i. Nice Xayah mechanics there. Q to get your passive active. Clean one minion. Auto. E, auto. To clean one off the turret shot. And then with the pierce through, get the other two after. It's got food, I hope, for 3 games. See, it was looking very good for Lost Ratones. Kind of just fumbled fairly hard there. Now the Kai'Sa's in a really good spot. Just had the Cull cash in. Fury's at 1 item. Velia now potentially in danger alongside Nemesis. It's a 2-point fight as Crowny's trading well the backside. In comes the Kai'Sa, immediately charmed. Reckless Battle Dance is out. Extended range. TP from Baus on the backside. Keeper's Verdict knocks one away. This is looking better for Lost Ratones. Frygor has to flash, looking to get a bit of a stack. Nice cask from Baus. Helps bring down the Cassante. And Lost Ratones come away with 2. Run warping forwards. They want to continue extending. Massive 3-man pulverize, but Crowny's not here. Flash shoved into the wall. They blow up the Kai'Sa. Now the Alistair's in danger. Has got the unbreakable will, but his body is a different matter. Shattered. And it's a 4-for-1. Crowny finally falls, but LR come away with absolutely everything. Dragon's alive. And they can turn back for an additional prize to the fight. Man, I love this man on Gragas. Bomba. Boom. There we go. Bit better. That should hopefully now work. The Aura used R, got back to the turret, then warped between 2 fights, did nothing, walked into 2 low returns. Yeah, it wasn't great. That wasn't fantastic from Roj Q. Who's now down about 20 CS. Nemesis having a better day today. For sure. Though again, I think Lost Ratones are somewhat lucky to finish lucky. They had to clutch out game 1 again. This is a bit more like them. Soul point for them as well. Mountain Soul as well. For a disengage comp. Yeah, that's not great fun for the burst and dive comp. At all. Nem's gonna get the other tier 1. Yeah, this Rise. He's about to hit 10 stacks on the Darks on the Rower as well. On Dark Seal, it's slightly different. 2 of them for Baus. Stacks, that is, not Dark Seals. Atakan started. They see it's happening. Rise on a tier 2. Can TP in. Keeper's Verdict. The possibility for Velia. Can Call of the Pack turn it around. Here comes that TP. Herald sent mid. Velia now putting the Steadfast Presence. Stops the dogs hitting him. Flash forward for Mini Magic. Gets beyond there as they time the Steadfast Presence well. But Crowny will go up to the sky. Going to pull the feathers down. In the backside, Baus and Reckless bring down Zamalek. And they bring down his partner just after. Kai'Sa and Alistair left to the wolves. And that's ironic because Neferi's on their team. Atakan. A flipper gamble. And that coin comes down. It's the face of Baus grinning on it. Heads for Lost Ratones. Socks of White, I see you. Very exciting. Hang on. We got to talk some more. Ripson has to flash away. Can they get some more damage? No, they can't. Okay. If you want to yell at me, if you want all caps, you have to subscribe. That's the deal. That's the deal. If you want to yell at me. I mean, there absolutely is, because they see Nemesis on the other side and they want to get the teleports out. And they're also feeling very stressed, and like, if they don't make a flip now, it's kind of doomed. They want to try and force Lost Ratones when they had vision to try and catch them off guard, and then just failed the retreat. They tried to pull off it and pulled off it poorly. I think it's bad decision making, but I think they are running out of good options here. Velia, what a steadfast presence. Samalek's dead again. Mini match it will fall. How can FMS do this? How am I supposed to hit what's crying in the club right now? That feels very copy-passable. Just change out FMS to whichever team is required. You can feel pretty great about it. Rosq just about survives. Velia's gone quite deep here. Velia might die. Oops. Lost Ratones. That's a bit silly. Yeah, like we said, we much preferred the Lost Ratones draft for a reason. It was going to be a lot harder for FMS to navigate. Not that their draft is a bad one per se, but it's just hard to play into Lost Ratones. Cask into the wall. Ribson's dead. Doesn't have the ability to call the back and immune stuff. Dies. Yeah, at this point, it's just snowballing against them. Bomba. Bomba. Get to the ship. Which is hilarious considering red side is counter pick. True enough. But I think by the point, because basically, what are they 4-5? They 4-5'd Gragas Poppy 4-5, having already locked Aurora, Kai'Sa, and... Hang on, they've already locked Aurora, Kai'Sa, Alistar, and Neferi. So they'd already locked themselves with the comp by the time the two biggest anti-dive options came on through. Like, Kai'Sa and Desire is fine. It's been a decent matchup for years. Neferi into Lost Ratones, when you've already got yourself a Kai'Sa and an Alistar and stuff, makes sense. It's just basically, and they didn't ban the Poppy. They should have banned the Poppy. They should have potentially banned the Gragas. Like, what, like, maybe you do Xante Blind instead, and you try and just go for something not Neferi on 4 or on 5. I'm not sure what you do at that point to turn this draft into something different. There's Wani. Zed? Zed might manage it. You deal with Poppy well because you're not a dash, you're a blink. Mini-match check. Gonna throw down the Unbreakable Will, and again, that is very much with asterisks. Terms and conditions apply. The terms be X amount of time. The conditions means when I'm not surrounded by 5 Lost Ratones members. So, for Lost Ratones on the table, Ribson gets rooted by the Rune Prison alongside all his dogs, forced to run away with the call of the pack. The pack says, yeah, son, I can't help you. Run away. Hell between his legs. Thoughts on T1 Gal? Not sure I know what you mean by Gal. Are we talking about going for the 3-peat? Again, they could get the hat trick. Back-to-back-to-back worlds. Okay, and most likely would have fit it better, but they banned it. They banned it down. Doom count down. Otherwise, I agree. They're going to try and rush Baron. Okay, it's another flip. They've decided they can't win straight up, so they need to flip where they can. They don't actually have the jungler here, so I think they should just get Baron. What about the fight afterwards? Okay, take the objective bounty. LR coming to fight this, but it's a little bit late. In they go. So looking to play this one. Oh my days, they're so far ahead. They do blast Reckless, but Rosq, I think, dies. Flash over the wall. Bounce gets the body slam regardless. Does he have a cast? No, he doesn't. Frigo with the all-out angle. FMS very low. Crowny looking for an angle himself. Could potentially flash. I don't think we'll do it. Ribson a little bit low himself. Velia looking to shut into wall. Flash on forward. The heroic charge. Nemesis finishes it up with an EQ. The spell flux and the overflow enough to bring down one. Ends up being 1-4, but at least they got Baron. FMS needed something. That'll have to do. Yeah, Maokai's banned, if I remember correctly. It was indeed first round. Both games, actually. Bit of a stun mini-match. Jacob goes in, and the meter gets steadfast presented. Presented. No presents to be found. The only presents they find is death. Speaking of T1, yeah, everyone sees the T1 Baron and goes, oh yeah, that counts. Very fair. Realm Warp. Gonna drag the wave elsewhere. They don't finish the inhibitor! Doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. Probably about 2 seconds too early. Some steps and throws out some Darkened Daggers. They actually banned the Kiana this time. Yeah, it was a little bit later on, but they did. 5th ban. Last ban of the game. They went, oh, fine, we'll ban that. Red buff. Oh, could start onto the wall. They're following up on Feather Ribson. Has got a call of the pack, but no ability really to escape nonetheless. And the Hound's pursuit. Well, we're even pursuing too. Back to the grey screen for you for another 35 seconds. Medjai's for Baus. My goat. Poppy's just insane this game, yeah. There's the Navori in for Crownie. A lot of ability to cycle through abilities now. Already got the BF sword in inventory as well, probably for an Infinity Edge to round it all out. 4 items for Nemesis, by the way, is 4.1k ahead. This rise will be a problem. Riftmaker for Baus. Really is just a matter of closing this out. We've got 2 minutes till Elder, 3 minutes till Baron. At least the Baron from FMS. Oh boy, that will have to be a very well-timed Between Worlds. Nice steadfast presence, potential pick onto Wreck as we went forwards. Good pulverize, but in comes the Realm Warp, but here come the rest of Lost Returns. Soundwalker to the backside, on top of Crown. He's now beginning to turn on it. Flash forward to the grand entrance, keeps him alive. Nice work from Reckless. Baus in the middle of 4. It's absolutely unbothered. Moisturize, certainly not in his lane, but neither were FMS. And they all get murdered. Lost Ratones, 2-0. Content over. Success found. They move on to playoffs. And they make it cinema as they do. Baus, of course, will execute to the fountain in celebration. Not even close, baby. Never worried. Never worried. And all the rats.